Hi, this is Belinda with Belinda's Baubles, and welcome to day 3 of the North Texas Yarn Crawl. And we have the bus back there, and I have 2 co-riders here. I've got Whitney, you've met her before, and her sister Sydney. Bill's going to be on the bus too, so you'll see him along the way, so we get to play the game Spot Bill. All right, see you soon. Okay, so we are on the northern route of the Dallas Handknitters Guild Yarn Crawl bus. And this is my first time going. And here we are at Fiberlady in Lewisville, Texas. Now, if you're wondering about how long it takes to go inside, this gives you a little bit of an idea. When you have this many people coming off the bus, we have to be patient as we're going from one place to another. Some shops are smaller than others, but we all get in, we're all taken care of. And Fiberlady's been around since about 2009. It is a small fiber mill, and it's owned by Dave and Michelle. Buffalo Wool Company raises bison in North Texas for about 30 years, and this is their 50% bison down, 50% silk. And this is the largest selection of spinning fiber I have seen in the metroplex amongst all the shops that I have been in. And it's so much fun to just explore in here, touching all these fibers and deciding what you want. Now let's join Dave for a mill tour.
Through, and this is what comes out. 2 feet is now 10 feet. Or, in this case here, you know when you're in your pantry at home and you don't know what to do with stuff? I took some, this is merino. In there, this is what we're looking for. And this is 50% bamboo dyed and 50% merino. And then we're spinning it right here. This is how it'll kind of come out, right here. Since it's 3 colors, I pre-dyed it, it'll slowly change colors. And then you can't see it, but I took 3 of these and I put them on the next machine, which is where you would ply them together. So this is one. And the sample of the skein of this is out. I have it out there. And they come down here and they twist around this ring. See this ring here? And this one goes counterclockwise. This ring goes clockwise. So you have a balanced yarn. Here I'm making a 6-ply. I have a wholesale customer that ordered some DK 6-ply bamboo. And she wanted me to add gold to it. So this is where I'm adding the gold.
Now what's the gold made of?
It's a polyester cord with metal imprinted on it. So this is the silver, and it's actually pure silver on the polyester. It's,
really?
Mm-hmm. So that's how this works. And then once these are full, we go to the machine over here where we'll hit this mighty green button and we hit start. And yes, my meter is working. And we'll run those to 100 grams. Or unless you said, hey, I need a 1,000-yard skein, I'll let it go to 1,000 yards. Or if she said 950, I'll let it go to 950. So we make the yarn here. So, like, there's yarn I make for a famous crocheter, Crochet with Tiffany. Yeah, and then I make a yarn. You may have heard of it, called Theodora's Pearls. I make the base, and she dyes it. She bought 200 pounds in February and March.
Wow.
So there's days I'm like, don't bother me, I'm working back here. That's right.
This is awesome.
And then the silver, so the silver yarn, this is our fingering weight with the silver.
That's pretty. That's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old are these machines?
They did not date stamp them. But I'm betting the drafter 60s for sure, early 60s.
Yeah, or maybe
the spinner, the bottom down is probably 60. They upgraded the spinning on the top, probably 70s. This machine, early 70s. This is a Singer, and I'm gonna bet it's 60s.
my husband works at Resistol Hats, and they have machines
Yes.
that were used. And all they do, they have people that hand make the parts because of course you can't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. Once you get a machine that works,
You know, the funny
hang on
thing
to it.
is when I finally said, I was like, but I'm pulling string through steel. I'm not going to wear them out. Right? You know what I'm saying? And it's a two, when you're pulling with 2 horsepower or 3 horsepower, you're like, pulling string? Right,
We've been
right.
doing this for
Right,
years.
right.
Now let's explore. So this is Davy Baby Yarn. It's super wash, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon in fingering weight. And it is milled here. Oh, look at all of these different colors. They've been at this location for about 2 years. They have a lot of different bases. The majority are going to be bamboo or have bamboo in them. And I love glittery stellino. They've also, as Dave said, added in some different commercial yarns just to have different price points and to be able to help with the knitters and crocheters that come into the shop that are looking for a little bit of everything. But you have walls and walls of inspiration, commercial yarns, as well as the specialty milled yarns. They've also started adding in a few different fibers such as hemp, some wool, and a few different things that they are experimenting with. And I don't remember what this was. I couldn't see it on their website either. Oh well. Mckinney is bamboo and cotton. It is so comfortable. I have used it myself with some crocheted products. And there's just so many colors. And with it being milled here, if you found something that you really liked, then they didn't have enough, they could always let you know if they had a new run of it. Bamboo is where boo meets you. So you've got bamboo top and mountain wool. And that would be a really great sock yarn. They also carry a lot of different kits here. So if you're not quite sure what you want, but you want a little bit of sampling of everything, these make some great shawls. I wanted you to just get an overall look across the whole shop. They have a wonderful selection in the back of knitting needles, a lot of stationary needles, as well as interchangeables. And their shop, whenever they have it set up at the DFW Fiber Fest, is always Bill's first stop for going for needles. Now, Yarn Therapy is a brand new store in Frisco, Texas. Just opened up October 13th, 2025. And this is their first yarn crawl.
We're about to do a drawing. Woo! So who wants to win a $50 robe? Me! I preemptively asked for everybody's names and emails so that I can have in the system to check you guys in and out. So it should be easy. I think there's 5 of you I don't have. But I do have everybody's name. So everybody is in here. We're going to get somebody lucky. And So Dave, you're getting a $50 rowing gift card you can use on Mode or Rowan. All right, so the other thing that we've got going on today, I don't know if y'all see, there's some tags around here. So you spend, you save. The more you spend, the better discount you're going to get.
What a great way for Tara to welcome us. Rowan Yarns is one of their main yarns they offer here, which has been around from West Yorkshire, England since 1978. Their focus was to showcase natural fibers in a paint box color palette, and their lightweight DK was born in 98 colors. It's been in the United States market since 1985. Now, one of the things that they had with Rowan was the scarf bar, which you're seeing here, which had 3 options. You pick an option, get a bag, yarn, stitch stoppers, and you check out and you have your kit there. It also came with the patterns, I believe. And look at all these different colors. Bill was on the lookout for non-yarn items on this yarn crawl, so he went and looked at all the accessories. Hey, Bill. All right, bonus DK was something I had not seen anywhere. It's by Serdar, and it was on sale for $4.50 a skein. I've heard other podcasters over in England talking about it, but I'd never come across it, so I'm really excited to give this a try. And Serdar also has their Happy Cotton. This is what they have for specializing in amigurumi. Now, I looked up a little information on Serdar. It means leader, and they have been spinning since the 1880s. In the 1930s was when they began exclusively supplying hand-knitted yarn to retailers under the name of Serdar, and they're located in Yorkshire. And this was some squishy yarn here, and that gorgeous. Eco Bags is a Knitting Fever self-striping yarn, and each one of these skeins has 10 colors in it. It's great for beach bags and more heavy-duty projects. The trunk show here today was Yarnette. They are Dallas-based, and the owner and dyer is Knette, Kaneette. I've never come across that name before, and I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. But she has her superwash merino, and I think there may have been some BFL in here as well. I'm not positive on that. But the yarns are just absolutely beautiful, vibrant, and they just draw you in. She had an amazing selection of different color palettes that would work for anybody. And a few different bases. And this one had mulberry silk in it. Oh, so luscious. Okay, next up is Twin Pecan Farms. The name comes from the fact that they have two farms, one in Denton County and one in Montague County. And they specialize in alpacas, pecans, blackberries, and sand plums, as well as making some 3D items. These were great feeders and nesters. That orange one in the middle actually went home with me, but unfortunately it did not survive our big windstorm. But oh, I loved watching it while I could. Now look at the definition in these stitches. And these are in natural colors here, but they also have some hand-dyed ones that we'll see across the back wall back here. Look at these. Actually, I think the back wall ended up being Juniper Moon. I'm sorry. It has a few different things back there on commercial yarns. Isn't this table gorgeous? Talk about an amazing centerpiece. All right, this gives you a look out through the entire store besides that back room where that table is. Now we're on to Mckinney Knittery in McKinney, Texas. Ginger opened this store in 2015, but her store was originally in this tiny little house. And now it's this huge open space right on the square. And you find so many different things in here. She also has a sister store that she just opened up, I think this year, called Stitches on the Square, which is needlepoint and cross stitch. So now you have fabric, yarns, and needlepoint and cross stitch all under the same name. Now this Ito means yarn in Japanese. They do worldwide shipping, just so you know. And these little cones are just amazing to me. I can't imagine what I would make with them, but I want to. Now you have the plucky knitter here. She's out of Michigan. She's been around since 2007, and she does worldwide knitting as well. And I mean, a large selection of plucky knitter. And we're going to come across more of it in a few minutes. Ginger always has so many different items to be able to take a look at and catch your eye, such as this Gorm sweater. Perfect amount of just a little bit of color work. Now here we have the Penelope worsted spun 6-ply. This is out of France. It's made from precious merino d'Arles. Oops, you can't trust me in here. Fleece with a touch of silk. It's spun in Italy, and this is the Albertine 4-ply that wants to go home with me. Honestly, what am I going to do? Here we go, and walk away, walk away, walk away. Okay, more plucky knitter. What did I tell you? All those colors, yes. And I always have to look at this whenever I come in. Take a screenshot. It's amazing information. Okay, so here is the Gilliatt worsted weight. Again, with the white French merinos and Portuguese black merino, spun in France this time, and it's a non-superwash. Ulysses is their sport weight version of the Gilliatt. It is like going around the world when coming into this shop because you find things from all over the world. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Magpie Fibers, you've got here in the Swanky, is out of Frederick, Maryland. And then Spin Cycle Yarns has been around since 2004 in the United States, out of Bellingham, Washington. And here I go again. Okay, it started out as being hand spun in 2004, and then as well as being kettle dyed. And then it became mill spun, and they became mill owners as of 2017 so that they could put out a larger selection. It's an amazing story if you go over to their website. This is Sarnes Garn Sunday and Double Sunday, which are their fingering and worsted weight, 100% merino non-superwash wools. It's a Norwegian yarn factory that's been around since 1888, and they have about 14 million bundles of yarn that leave the factory every year. Here's Quince & Co., which is out of Maine. They've been around since 2010, and then they joined Lion Brand Yarn in 2023. Now, Honey Hill Farm Yarn is in-house yarn just exclusively here at Mckinney Knittery. And what an amazing selection. Scout, I found out, is part of Kelborn Woolens. I talked about them in day one of the Yarn Crawl bus. They're out of Pennsylvania, and this is their DK. La Bien Aimee has been around from Paris, France, not Texas, since 2015. Aimee has probably the largest selection. I don't know if anybody in the United States is going to have a larger selection than Mckinney Knittery of her yarns. I mean, two sides of this wall in the center of the store. Oh, Treehouse Knits was their trunk show, and she is specializing in her Outlander collection, which is still available online on her website. She is Austin-based, and Lauren has been dyeing yarn commercially since 2020. And she has some great themes going on here. Now, something to keep in mind as far as a fun fact about wool yarn is that wool can absorb up to 30% of its weight in water before feeling wet. So that's why we have to squeeze it out before we try to dry it. But it's also why it is actually good to wear year-round, because it's wicking. It takes it off of you. All right, here we have some more Magpie. Which is Aimee out of Frederick, Maryland. And she's been dyeing since 2014. Do you need to make a project bag? Do you need specialty yarn? Are you making quilts? They've got it for you here. And this is Woolfolk. Can't say it today. Woolfolk out of Oregon. Now look at all these different pieces here. And I wish I enjoyed sewing, because those pajamas look so cool. I would love to have something like that. And you never know when Ginger might pop up. Hey, Ginger. Okay. Look at this storage selection. She always has the coolest trinkets and different things to look for and find in here. You never know what you're going to see, including these lunch bags, which could also be project bags. If you ever have a chance, it's a great destination to go to, great places to eat all around, and look at these little things outside to look for. Now, this is a different bus than when we were on originally, because we spent some extra time there in Mckinney because the bus broke down and they had to bring us another one. But they were great about it. We got a little bit of a walk in, and then we're off to Denison here, which had the Dock Holliday Festival going on outside of the, what is this place called? It'll show it in a minute and it'll bring it up, but this is a cute town, great place to go visit. It's a little bit of a drive, so I was enjoying being on the bus going up there. Here we go, the Katy Depot. And inside the Katy Depot, we have Quixotic Fibers. Now, they have expanded to a new place in here since I was here last, and they now have 2 entrances. So there's one here on the outside that opens into this large room of fibers, and we're going to explore more in here in just a moment. But I was surprised whenever I got in here and I saw, where is she? There we go. There's Carla, the owner, who now lives down in Florida. She opened up the shop in 2014, and it is run by Emily, and we'll see her a little later on. Now, you have to be patient whenever you're on the bus, because we're all in this together. And look at the line. Okay, so if you come from inside of the Katy Depot, you have all this glass wall as you walk up to and look inside and come in their second entrance. Now, isn't that the cutest open sign? Now, there's Emily. She wandered in and spent so much time here, she actually became their first employee and has been here ever since, raising her yarn babies in the shop, basically. Now, these are the shop's own Quixotic Fiber dyed yarns. They are dyed down in Florida by Carla and then brought up here. So many selections, so many options, and I've always been happy with them. Now, this is their trunk show, Teal Torch Knits out of Portland, Oregon. Christine has been dyeing since 2018 and is known for her bright neon, pastel, rainbow hues and speckles. Again, so many places inside these shops to go explore. These drawers are full of Soulmate. They are mismatched with love socks. made in the United States. Then you have your spinning corner. Again, Bill is looking for his favorite gadgets. Gift items, kits, and so much inspiration. Each shop has different books that you can find and different projects. And this is one that I found that I had not seen anywhere else, Chemist Free. It's an organic hand-spun yarn in Canada. This is their cotton. It's naturally hand-dyed since the 1960s. And it's, since it's hand-spun, there's some thin and thick, but these projects down here, look at that. This is made with it, and it's just, the texture is beautiful. Oh, this baby inspiration. Okay, here we have James C. Brett Flutterbee. When I looked at it first, I thought maybe this is Flutterbud. It's a chunky polyester chenille, and there's so many different choices here of different yarns for different price points. I think so. Oh, let's see. Now we're into the other room. Now look at this. Isn't that the cutest bag? And you have to open up all the drawers and look inside. They want you to. So talk about going someplace and exploring and feeling like you're pulling into things that you're not supposed to. I mean, look at all these patterns through here. They have a wonderful selection of Jamieson and Smith out of Shetland. And then here's the Chicken Coop Dye Works. Carol is a local DFW dyer. All of her her yarns are chicken-themed names and specialize in merino, Polworth, BFL, and silk bases. And as you can see, Whitney is just shopping away in there, along with her sister Sydney. A little chicken feet base. This back wall was a lot of fun. You have Life in the Long Grass out of West Cork, Ireland. Come to think of it, I don't know if I've seen this at any of the other shops in the DFW area, so they may be exclusively here, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. There is also Theodora's Pearls. Remember, their base is milled at Fiberlady. This is their bamboo yarn, and Jennifer dyes it in Colorado. So it left Texas and came back. Now this excited me. Holst yarn out of Denmark. Mandy Von Knits has been talking about this and knitting with it, and so I really wanted to check it out, and I was excited to see it. And they have the cones. Can you guess how many yards are on one of those cones? Did you guess right? Back to the bus.
And the plants. Beautiful.
What's the title?
Oh, cool. Yeah. Cool. Cute. All right, go ahead. All right, okay. One lane.
Oh, is it about an actual golden retriever? That is so funny.
That's amazing.
Okay, so I got some cute little ghost stickers. It's called The Good Boy.
Oh, cool.
Here we are in Farmersville. Bill and I headed into Yarn and You. while some of the bus went over to the other shop I'll show you shortly. Lots of yarn bombing happens here. Let's go in. Stacy always has a friendly welcome when you come in the door, and she has great inspirations and kits. If you're not sure what you want, Stacy can find it for you. Look at all of these for the Bojaji and Emelina. And then here is her color play. You take 2 Noro dragon eggs and add 2 solids, and you have enough for all 3 of these patterns. Need a t-shirt? She's got you covered. She also has Nancy Bates National Park and 50 States beanie kits. To me, this would seem like the perfect vacation remembrance to have, not just a skein of yarn, but a kit. Now, Texas didn't really speak to me that well, but there's a lot of Texas and a lot of different places to take inspiration from. She even has some that are already sampled up and made up here so you can see what they look like. And they come with those little tags also. Ah, don't you need to go make a color work hat now? More kits. This is for the extra light bright. And she already has your fade ready for you. Ah. Are your hands itching? Are you ready to start your next project? Here are more beanie kits. How about a Through Lines by Andrea Mowry? Okay, so in this historic building, she has everything lined up on the outside walls by yarn weight. And we'll explore these a little bit more. Over here are the sock yarns, self-striping, solids, variegated, a little bit of everything, because she is a sock knitter. And this is her Texas born and Texas dyed wall here, or at least a section of the wall. If you need inspiration for sock knitting, this is the place to go. Madeline Tosh, and lots of Noro. Including a couple of Noro patterns samples there. Okay, this is Concept by Katia in the United Socks and More, which is their updated from United Socks. It's 23.5 micron merino superwash wool in these little 25-gram balls that are 75-25. Then this is Birch Knoll Alpaca Farm. They've been in Texas since 2013. They were originally in Georgia, and they have 2 award-winning sires and are located in McKinney, Texas. Louisa Harding Tula Twinkle. You want to squish this. It's 49% virgin wool, 26% recycled cotton, 13% recycled nylon, 10% acrylic, and 2% viscose. 339 yards of DK goodness. And this is a local dyer, Black Velvet Stitches. Couldn't find anything online about her, so I think she's just here locally. Now this Jody Long here, all these colors. It's color spun, it's bulky weight, machine washable, 53% wool, 47% acrylic, and 197 yards. And now I want a thick scarf. Back here we have the bulky and worsted weight yarns, including Universal's Bamboo Bloom, which is a thick and thin bulky yarn, 154 yards per 100 gram skein, 44% wool, 48% bamboo, and 8% acrylic. And I mean, again, a quick knit that would have so much texture. All you need is to just go along. Here is the Malabrigo Rios in worsted. And of course you recognize Noro, a large selection of Noro. And we're finding Feederbrook Farms again. They're out of Baltimore County, Maryland. They've been family owned and operated since the 1970s. Originally it was locally milled hand-dyed yarns, and now they are milling on site. Only one person mills these on their farm. Okay, now we're going to walk across, hello there, to the other side of the square to Fiber Circle. They've been a destination yarn shop for 20 years or around that time. There's 12,000 square feet, or about that much, of yarn shop in here, 14-foot ceilings, and it's regarded the largest yarn store in Texas. Diane is the owner, and look at these tubular crocheted bead necklaces. My grandmother and her sisters made these, and I still have mine that they made me when I was about 5 years old. Now they also do 3D printed items, and she's always fiddling with and designing something different and new for the shop, which includes shawl pins. Lots of stitch markers there, but these shawl pins were really cool. And I even tried one in my hair, but even with my thin hair, I am afraid I broke the little back stick, but I have another one I can use. Can you guess which one I would have gotten? Diane is the owner, and she is here in an 1899 built historic building. And you walk through here, and there's just so much to see. If you ever had a yarn that might be out of stock or not made anymore, she may have it here. You can always give her a call and find out. I don't know if she does any shipping other than to other yarn shops, but it'd be worth the ask, or you may just need to come visit Texas. There's 2 stories here, and you just never know what's going to catch your eye, what you're going to find. And yes, this is a yarn shop that you either love or hate. And this was Whitney's favorite place to come back to. She could not wait to get here and bring her sister, Sydney. And look where you have to look up, not just looking down, but you also have to look up. See what we almost missed? I have no idea what that yarn is. But this is interlacements yarn. Kelly Potter owns a farm in northeast Wisconsin, which she purchased from the original owner in 2022 and was taught to dye there. I never would have seen that if I hadn't been looking around. Now let's take a look upstairs where there are baby yarns, acrylics. I'm telling you, you never know what you're going to see. How is that for a view? And there are the girls having so much fun. Me, I enjoy, but then again, I like going to antique shops and things like that, and it kind of gives you that feel just going in, exploring, and seeing what you can find. And you never know what she's going to have in the boxes up here. Sometimes it's cones I've seen up here. And now it's just a little bit of everything. All right, so, oh, there's stitches in the corner. The Yarn Bombed Ram. Thank you for joining me in this episode, and check out episode 41 that'll be coming soon, where I will tell you all my confessions. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.